Hello, if you suffer from constipation, then the thing you need to be doing, and is absolutely essential, is to be drinking more water, and not just lukewarm water as you might think. You might think it's easy to drink, out of a bottle, lukewarm water. I am talking about cold water from the tap. Right, so if you carry around bottles of water, you need to put that bottle in the high up in the fridge for it to get really cold. So when you take it out with you, the water is cold. You want to be drinking lots of water, and when you get up, whether it's day or night, whatever your schedule is, you need to be drinking a full glass of water like this. At least one. Ice cold water from the tap. Now, what I have found with constipation is that even if your fibre intake is very good, you're having lots of fresh fruit and vegetables, you're having wholemeal bread, you're having some wheat bran with your cereal every day, you're doing all of that, there can still be a problem. And what the problem can be, it's not that the feces inside of your body are rock hard, because if it's rock hard, then the first thing is that it means you're not drinking enough, because something only becomes hard and dry when it doesn't get enough moisture. Think of your skin. Your skin becomes dry if it's not moisterized, and so it's the same inside your body. That's why you need to be drinking lots of water. Now, what cold water does, in my experience, and it always amazes me how fast it works, is the colder it is, the better. I'm not talking about necessarily iced water, but cold water that's come from the tap. You know it's cold. It literally wakes up the system. Imagine your feces in your body. It's asleep, it's sitting there, right? It doesn't want to leave your body, it's gone to sleep, it's tired. I suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, and I suffer from it severe. I'm in bed at minimum 16 hours a day, right? Which obviously doesn't help with constipation, tackling it. Now, what happens is I'm just not tired in terms of mentally tired and feeling tired and sluggish like that. I am tired on the inside, and it's reflected in the fact that my digestive system is working slowly because it's tired. Everything's tired. It's chronic fatigue. Everything's slowed down. So everything's being sorted, working out on the inside very slow. The feces are sitting there waiting to be expelled. It could be that the feces are not dry, they're not actually hard, they're just sitting there waiting to be expelled. But because you're tired and you're sluggish and it's sitting there and I don't want to go out, you've got to wake it up. And the best thing to wake it up, which I found, is cold water. Because imagine your feces is sitting there, it doesn't want to leave, right? And then it suddenly gets hit by cold water. What's that? What's that? Oh God, what is that? You want to drench it and wake up your system, your tummy, with ice cold water. And what happens within minutes is you start getting the sensation in your tummy that you get before you open your bowels. So what it's doing, this cold water, is like waking up the system down there. It's like, oh my God, what is that? Oh, it's woken it up. So it's got to start moving. It will start moving. And once you start getting the sensation, then it will work naturally and you will have the natural urge probably within minutes. If 20 minutes, you will be opening your bowels normally. And if you're doing this regularly, you will find that the consistency of your bowel movement will not be hard. It just will be normal. The reason why it's normal is because you've been drinking lots of cold water regularly, day and night. You need to be drinking lots of cold water, because what you're doing when you're drinking cold water is stimulating all down here. This is what I found. I have found just drinking lots of room temperature water does have very little impact in getting things literally moving. What seems to stimulate my system to get working, and I have severe chronic fatigue syndrome. I have fresh fruit and vegetables every day. I have wheat bran. I have do everything correctly. Is cold water, because it's literally, ooh, it's stimulating the insides, and that's what you want, is to stimulate, to get things moving. You can't go wrong with lots of cold water, right? You can't do any harm. You need to be getting into the habit. When you wake up in the morning, you have a glass, 2 glasses of water before you have your cup of tea. And then you want to keep on drinking large glasses of cold water, right? And you, for the rest of the day, instead of having cups of tea, you're going to have to start drinking tap water cold, because this is going to help soften your bowel, your bowel, the feces that are sitting there. It's going to get it softer, you see, and it's not only getting the everything softer, but it's also to help stimulate it to move, because a lot of people, there's the actual movement itself, the bowel, the excrement is not hard, it's normal. The problem is to get the bloody thing out of your body. And what really cold water does, a glassful like this every morning, 2 glasses, then you have your cup of tea, and if there's still nothing, have another glass. Then later on, have another glass. Cold water. Keep doing it. Eventually, when you have a bowel movement, you will find it will be softer. It won't be diarrhea. It's highly unlikely it's going to be diarrhea. It will get everything moving. It's the whole system, the whole, there, you've got it all moisterised. Think of it. You've got this long tube, and what you're doing is adding moisture to it. So everything becomes softer. And if it's softer, it's easier to leave your body. You think of it like a long sausage that is moisturised, and it will just come out of your body easily, and that's what you want. You don't want straining. Straining is going to make you feel very, very sick indeed, and never strain on the toilet. What you must be seeking to do is having lots of cold water. You don't need to be overdoing the fibre, but you need it consistently throughout the day, every day. And you have to find what works for you. And when you find it works for you, you've got to keep it up. And this is where it can get difficult, particularly if you're chronically sick, because you don't always feel like eating bran, you don't always feel like having certain things that you would normally take because you're feeling ill. This is where it gets tricky. But what you can do to help yourself is to drink lots and lots and lots of cold running water, and do it day and night. It means you will be going to the toilet in the night, but you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want to be constipated? Do you want to be struggling and then feeling ill and sickly? Because it's very important that your waste leaves your body regularly. It should be leaving at least every 2 days. It can't be hanging around, because you'll end up feeling heavy and ill and nauseous and headachy and everything. It's far better to get it into the habit of leaving your body. Everybody's, how much they expel and everything is personal. It's very, very personal. But the point is, there is not enough information. There's no information out there that encourages people to drink cold water, and lots of it. You can't go wrong with it, with cold water. But remember, with that bottle that you take out every day, put it in the fridge overnight. So when you have it, it's cold. Put it in the fridge at work. If you've got a fridge at work, put it in the fridge while you're busy working. When you need the water, go and get it from the fridge. The colder, the better. You want to be choosing cold water rather than cups of tea and coffee. You want to be choosing cold water above fizzy drinks. Don't be going into fizzy drinks. You don't want any fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks are not good for your tummy, right? The best thing for your tummy is simply plain, good old, cold running tap water.